Farscape Engineers. This is in Philadelphia, 1501 Reed. This is the actual engineer oversight video with photographs inclusive. So let's talk about piece by piece of this fire escape. Let's start with the weight box. This chain on this weight box, you have to replace that chain and replace that pulley with a cable system that is comparable to the weight, whether it's 3/8 cabling, whether it's 1/4-inch cable, whether it's 5/16 cable, whatever's going to match the weight. The chain is, you can't verify that chain. And that pulley system is older, so I don't want to, cabling is probably going to be better. And if you can get coated cable, it's even better, or galvanized cable for duration. That whole platform, that whole support up there, as you can see, it's got bolts. I need all those bolts. I need all those bolts changed out. The 100% of the bolts cleaned, and then you got to get the connections sealed with silicone. Notice that it's pulling away from the building a little bit, so we need to go back inside and verify just what's going on the inside. See if somebody did something with the plate on the inside, but it's definitely pulling out, and something happened on the inside. We need to verify exactly what happened, so we need access to that apartment. All right, so all these bolts right here need to be changed out 100%. 100% of all the treads, again, original hardware is here. If we're going to load test, then as I go up, you're going to see markings exactly on the ones that I've identified that have some issues. And you need to change out just those specific bolts because this is going to go to a load test. Or if this is going to be refurbished, then it's 100% of all the treads got to get rebolted on this particular staircase, and including the second half of the staircase going here. Okay. The other thing too, these pivot bolts here need brand new ones. See, it's all falling apart. It's all rotted out. It's in pretty bad condition. This is just dealing with the cantilever right now. These tubes, a lot of times they need to have a piece of angle or a new tube on top. But if you put a piece of angle on top of that, 2x2, 1.5 or 2x2, you run a piece of angle along the top. That basically allows the tube to become the reinforcement. But again, 100% of all the bolts on this railing need to be rebolted if there's evidence of rust in the connection. Otherwise, if it's a spot repair and some of these bolts are going to stay behind because they're in good to excellent condition and a load test is coming or a lateral load test is coming, then it's just going to be what I spot. You're going to see spots of yellow, spots of white, spots of red paint go out. But again, we're just focusing on the cantilever. These straps that go back up and tie back up there, they're all gone, as you can see. So I got to do 100% rebolting of those straps. They all in pretty bad condition. And oxygen brace that goes across there, that's going to be part of the repair of the upper platform, and that'll be platform number 2, floor 2. Is going to have some detail on that. This is going to need a release arm, so that there's going to have to be a configuration so that when you release this cantilever, we got to find out what point can we release this cantilever and what is going to be the contraption that once you release it, this drops 2 to 3 feet per second and hits the ground and stay down. You just can't come out here and step on this and have it come down. It has to be some sort of release mechanism that once it's released, this drops by itself, hits the ground and stays down. Okay, this is just the cantilever portion review. Every floor will have its own review. Farscape Engineers Inspector video here for the engineer oversight. Okay, we got quite a bit of problems, so let's, this is just the 3rd floor, then it'll be a separate movie for the next floor below. This is definitely pulling away from the building, so we got to go find out what's going on inside with new plate, and we need definitely most likely going to need a backing plate, so you're going to need apartment access and find out what's going on inside to get this. This is carrying all that weight of the cantilever down below, and again everything is just pulling out. Water has gotten into everything, so a lot of these are just suspect. We have to duplicate. See all the connection rust? All these bolts must be rebolted to cleanse the connection, and new bolts, and then I need silicone shutting all of these so that that pulley there is an old chain pulley. Got to get rid of that, and got to put in a cable pulley there in its place. The new cable should have what do you call it? Should be coated or galvanized so that it can weather the storm for the next 10, 20, 30 years. And then the weight box there must be a weight control. See that tube down there? That tube got to come all the way up here so that in case the cable in the future ever lets go, this weight box is not going to fall down and hit somebody in the head. So that's got to be done. Okay, getting up here. Get all these platforms. These platforms, they're all rotted against the wall, man. We got a lot of rust jacking happening, and from below you're going to see that there's some Mickey Mouse pins that have been put back in here, but this really is not tied back into this building anymore, this upper platform. And so, and there's a huge hole there. See that huge hole? So you're going to find that we have to reattach this upper platform through the building and back in. A lot of these rails are tubular rails, and the problem with these tubular rails, as you can see, they already have a lot of the pipes have been welded. These are cast pipes. These are basically, you know, rotting from the inside out. So a lot of this rail, and it's a 2-line rail only, and a single-line rail going down. So should a child trip or fall, she's going to fall right through, or he, and basically hit the ground. So we need to get these lines closed up. We need more lines. My recommendation is that whatever is cheaper, and most likely a new set of rails is what I recommend here. We'll speak with a city official, but most likely going to want new railings here, 42 inches high, or minimally the 36-inch height as required by law back when. But these rails are all rotted from the inside out, and the amount of time it's going to take to verify a lot of these connections, it's better just to get rid of these rails and bring in new rails. Make sure the bars are 4-inch on center, and since you're building new rails, 42-inch high. Again, this will be a final determination by the city, but a lot of times these are non-conforming rails, and they're a liability. People can pass through. So let's get these all swapped out. Change all these bolts on the platform. Again, if we're going to load test, which this Farscape is not going to be a candidate for load testing. It's got too much problems with it, and by the time you do half this work, she's really at a full refurb. So I'm going to just keep talking that it's a full refurb. So change all the rails out. This platform, change all the bolts out.
on the grating, I mean, we got to retie this back into the building because it's all just crap. All just showing evidence that rust jacking has eaten all the connections into the building. All the major structural corners, rebolt, seal, all these flats going down, they don't have to change as long as they're in good order. Any of them have rust, clean them out. But all these flats going down, you don't have to change these bolts out. You just have to verify that they're in good order and seal them up so water's not going to get in there. Once this is tied back into the building, I want to seal that joint up against the building so no more dirt or debris gets back in there and keeps rust jacking or ice jacking this. We need to get a mason in here to clean some of these things up because some of the water coming in through this sill is affecting the connections of the fire escape. That needs to be addressed, but that's not part of this contract. Going down the stair, we have all these treads need to be changed out and rebolted. The fire escape does have lead. Whoever's going to touch this must have a renovator's license, and there's no welding allowed. So if you're going to fix any of these treads, they got to be fixed mechanically. You cannot fix them with weld because they have a lead-based paint. I'm going to go down. We got the clips up here, 100% rotted. All these clips must be rebolted and then resealed. I'm going to go down. Looks like they're carrying some of the weight down below from these platforms up above, or the supports up above, but I'm going to go slowly down these stairs. And definitely the new rails on the side, which can be made out of angle, needs to have these lines on the side closed. And they can be closed basically similar to old fire escapes that have a 7 to 9 inch spacing, or the city may require that whoever's doing this bring it into 4-inch. So it's either new rails going down, or they can have, let me just come down here. It's very dangerous. There's a piece of the old rail right there. So change out all these bolts. This thing is so bad it's eating not only the tread, it's eating the stringer. So 100% of these bolts, no flames here. Everything must be cut, must meet EPA renovator's license requirements, so you can't have any open flame. So 100%. There should be an alternative price for the client to give new treads, new galvanized treads here, and in some cases even the grating, but I think the grating is salvageable, but the treads may be an option now to change them out, because the repair on these, some of these can only be replaced, they can't be repaired because it's so badly damaged and they've been eaten. This is a 50 to 75-year-old fire escape that's in very poor condition. Connections, we need new ones. Next one, I'll take these one and upsize them, but these fire escapes, and then you got to seal this up. Look at all that rust, clean all that out. And again, this railing is the same problem as the other rail. Okay, so this will be another video regarding this particular floor here.